This is Thailand. It is a constitutional monarchy, which means that the king serves as the head of state. Since 1932, the nation has adopted a total of 17 different constitutions, with the most recent one being written in 2007. Despite this, all attempts to make it a democratic republic have failed. The country is now governed by King Maha Vajirolongkorn. But who is he? And how did he become the richest monarch in the world? Stay tuned. King Maha Vajirolongkorn was born on July 28, 1952. He was the first son and the second child of Queen Sirikit and King Maha Vajirolongkorn. In spite of the fact that he was elevated to the position of Crown Prince of Thailand at the age of 15, in the year 1972, he spent most of his childhood living outside of Thailand. He was later transferred to a military school in Australia when he was 13 years old, and he remained there until he was 17 years old. Despite this, there were concerns voiced about the prince's capacity to govern based on his extensive military experience. The prince's reputation suffered as a result of rumors that he was involved in illegal activities such as gambling, prostitution, and other illegal pursuits. And as a tradition, it's common for the succession of power to take place not long after the death of the king. For example, in the case of King Maha, he was formally invited to the throne during a nocturnal session of parliament after his older brother Ananda had been found shot dead in his bedroom on June 9, 1946, for reasons that have never been explained. Even though he was unprepared, the prince consented, and he went back to Switzerland to finish his education there for another 4 years before becoming king. Surprisingly, after King Maha Vajirolongkorn passed away on October 13, 2016, Vajirolongkorn asked for some time to grieve before he was elevated to the position of king. On December 1, 2016, which was the 50th day after Maha Vajirolongkorn passed away, Prem Tinsalananda and the leaders of the country's 3 ministries of government sent an invitation to Vajirolongkorn to take the throne as the 10th monarch of the Chakri dynasty. Once his father was cremated, the government formally crowned him king and declared the beginning of his rule. So, why is he considered to be the richest monarch? When it comes to monarchs and royal families, the most well-known and respected is the British royal family. They rule the United Kingdom. It's possible for someone to get convinced over time that they are the wealthiest in the entire globe. However, they are not. After King Maha Vajirolongkorn was crowned, there was a capturing remark posted on the royal website. The whole portfolio of the Crown Property Bureau was going to be passed down to the king. Before this information came to light, his father, the late king, was in charge of a royal portfolio that was worth more than $40 billion on behalf of the country, but now King Maha Vajirolongkorn is responsible for managing it. As a result of this, the South China Morning Post reported that King Maha became the wealthiest king in the world with a personal net worth and assets valued at a combined total of $43 billion. But how did he attain this wealth? The majority of King Maha's wealth may be attributed to 3 important assets. First is the Siam Commercial Bank, which is widely regarded as the most successful commercial bank in Thailand, where he holds a 23% ownership stake in the business. The Financial Times estimates that the value of the bank comes in at $1.7 billion. He also holds a stake of $33.6 million in Siam Cement Group, the most important industrial conglomerate in Thailand. Well, so far, it's evident that a significant amount of King Vajirolongkorn's money may be found in the Crown Property Bureau. Prime real estate in Thailand encompasses more than 16,000 acres and has more than 40,000 lease contracts with various developers. There are a total of 3,281 acres of property here that are held by the Crown Property Bureau. The majority of this land is situated in prime real estate areas, such as the city's central business district. All of these properties are estimated to be worth more than $33 billion. King Vajirolongkorn has had 6 children as a result of his 4 different marriages. His first marriage was in 1977 to his relative Princess Somsuli Kitiakara. They later had their first child in 1978, Princess Bajirakitiaba. The two were married for 16 years before King Vajirolongkorn made the decision to end the marriage. Still during this period, in the late 1970s, the aristocratic Vajirolongkorn started a relationship with the actress Sujarini Vivacharawangse, and they went on to have 5 children together before being married. 2 years after their wedding, Vajirolongkorn had posters hung throughout his palace that accused Sujarini of having an affair with Anand Ratsamkhen, a 60-year-old air marshal. She took her children and escaped to the United Kingdom. She and her children were all stripped of their royal titles as well as their diplomatic passports. However, she changed her name in 2007 to conceal her new identity. All wasn't lost. In the year 2001, he wed Surazmi Suwadi as his 3rd wife, and in the year 2005, Suwadi gave birth to her first child. And as usual, their marriage came to an end in 2014, when Suwadi was stripped of her royal title as a result of claims that she and members of her family had taken advantage of their connections to the crown prince. Vajirolongkorn didn't give up as he tied the knot for the fourth time just a few days after Suthida Tijak. When he married her, the palace anointed her as queen. Queen Suthida was a member of a specialized unit of the King's Guard and also served as a flight attendant for Thai Airways before she married King Vajirolongkorn. The Financial Times released an unprecedented inventory of King Maha Vajirolongkorn's spending. It revealed that the Thai royal family has a fleet of 38 aircraft and helicopters, which is comparable in size to that of an airline. The King of Thailand has an incredible collection of aircraft, which he continues to add to on a regular basis. According to a story published by Yahoo News, the members of the Thai royal family have unrestricted access to the 38 planes and helicopters. The sum total of this fleet's expenses on fuel and maintenance comes to $6 to $4 million. The property portfolio includes an extra number of high-rise office buildings, shopping malls, and hotels located in Bangkok. It is said that he lives in a house that costs $12 million located in the neighborhood. With all this wealth, possessing an amazing collection of luxury vehicles should not come as a surprise to anybody. According to Hot Cars, he possesses a large number of Mercedes-Maybach 62 limousines. He also owns a Mercedes-Benz S-Class and a Rolls-Royce Corniche and a convertible automobile that is only available to members of the royal family. The crowning of King Maha Vajirolongkorn of Thailand was an old-fashioned spectacle of sparkling splendor that was unlike anything else that has been witnessed in recent times. He wears a crown made of diamonds and gold, robes made of golden thread, and a white and gold umbrella to complete his ensemble. He takes great pride in the fact that he has the largest faceted diamond in the world, which is estimated to be valued between $4 million and $12 million. According to South China Morning Post, it is a part of the crown jewels and is known as the Golden Jubilee Diamond. The Thai palace has armed guards stationed all around the diamond in order to keep it safe. Maha Vajirolongkorn also takes pleasure in playing with his pets. In 2007, Fufu, the daughter of the crown prince at the time, celebrated his 10th birthday with a lavish party. Aside from birthdays, each of the royal celebrations that he has thrown has cost more than a few $1,000,000. For example, the cost of his Buddhist and Brahmin coronation ritual, which lasted for 3 days, cost $30 million. Pretty pricey, wouldn't you say? Vajirolongkorn has a strong distaste towards Prem, who serves as the regent for the king. Instead of removing Prem from his post as president of the Privy Council, Vajirolongkorn has chosen to undermine Prem's authority. For example, it is now possible for him to remain in Munich, Germany for an extended period of time without the requirement for a regent to oversee the administration of the royal matters in Thailand on his behalf. And to protect himself, he has done some recent moves, which all appear as an effort on his part to enhance his political position by putting together a new trustworthy team to replace the one he had previously. The new team is comprised of powerful military figures. From this, it is very evident that King Vajirolongkorn has been strengthening both his political and financial clout, with or without the Privy Council present. Even though he has more money than some world leaders combined, he seems like a good leader. And no wonder he is loved by the people of Thailand. Seems like he was married to most of them. Anyway, what do you think of Thailand's leadership style, and do you agree with how it is governed? If you like this, check out some of the other videos on screen. There's more where that came from. See you there.